Welcome back. It's the Pulse. Now, the controversy surrounding the purchase of some 275 minibuses is refusing to go away almost a week since it started. Today, NPP Chairman Freddie Blay, who procured the vehicles, has been under pressure to disclose how he raised the funds. Now, barely 24 hours after being sworn in, a newly appointed board member at the office of the Special Prosecutor has taken on the chairman of the ruling New Patriotic Party for vote buying. In an interview with Kojo Yankson, Ofori Kwafo did not mince words in expressing her disappointment at the defense mounted by Mr. Freddie Blay in the constituency buses affair.
Well, congratulations. Great news yesterday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
One of 9 appointed?
Yes, 9.
Excellent. So, I'm wondering, when such news comes, how does it feel? I mean, do you remember where you were when you first heard you'll be doing this?
I was part of the people that really worked on getting an OSP law.
Yes.
So at a point I knew we have put in there should be a female representative of anti-corruption organizations in the fight against corruption on the board. So we didn't advocate for that to be put in because I wanted to be on the board, but then we knew anything was possible. Yeah. So when the news came, and they had a call, and that's how it ended up yesterday.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Now, of course, this must mean something for the anti-corruption fight. You know, first of all, the fact that you made such major contributions to this law, which has now established the office, but also the fact that you are now an integral part of the institution that will be implementing the law.
It means a lot. It actually tells us that our work is being acknowledged and recognized, and actually gives us the motivation to continue doing what we've been doing for a long time. And also the fact that it is not for Ghana Integrity Initiative. I'm supposed to be representing all CSOs working in the fight against corruption. So obviously it actually encourages and emboldens us that our work has been acknowledged by the law, and that our country continues to be a respecter of rule of law, and so has implemented what is in the law. So we are grateful, and we'll continue doing what we have been doing for years.
Now, of course, now that the board has been set up, I'm imagining that you will be getting to work as quickly as possible. But before that, you know, talking about what it means to the fight against corruption, we've seen in the past where very vocal anti-corruption advocates have taken up government appointments and suddenly become rather lame ducks, or perhaps suddenly changed their tune and only seen one side of the debate in any situation. I wonder if you've thought about that and whether it will affect you similarly.
I really do not see this as a government appointment, because I am supposed to be working on a governing board of an institution, and as you agree with me, boards normally deal with policy matters. And so even if you look at the OSP Act, a specific section, I think 6.2, says that the board should not interfere in the day-to-day affairs of the OSP. Apart from that, I belong to an organization that is well structured, and so if I even swear an oath not to put out any secret information that has come to me as a result of being a member of the board, my organization has other people and structures that can continue the advocacy that we work on. I'm not going to be gagged. I saw a number of platforms telling me, Linda, are you going to be able to speak again? I said, you should know me. And when we had a small meeting after the induction, we actually discussed some of these matters, and I think somebody said, she's not going to be able to speak. I said, I will be able to speak. I know where to draw the lines. I have sworn an oath to keep certain matters within the board level, and I will do so, but I will still ensure, because I'm still a member of an organization that requires me to do advocacy on anti.
So let me put this scenario to you.
Okay.
You know, you're a member of the board at Office of the Special Prosecutor, and perhaps some policy decision, you know, has been arrived at by this board, which you consider to be detrimental to the fight against corruption. But of course, you're only one member of this board, and so you were not able to get your way. Now this institution is now going to carry forward a policy you don't agree with. How is your communication going to be on that?
But you have to acknowledge the fact that by the composition of the board, every member of the board has an interest, because we are representing organizations whose core business is to fight corruption. So we have SHRAJ, Yoko, police, attorney general, everybody is there, FIC and the rest. I'm wondering whether my other colleagues will agree on a matter that would not help in the fight against corruption. So it's like, it's a governing board. We are supposed to be working together in cooperation to achieve a common purpose. We are not individuals coming from our own private organization. We are being selected, nominated and appointed to be on that board for a reason. So I'm sure to a very large extent, and in most instances, decisions or policy directions that we make would be in the interest of fighting corruption. I know the scenario that you just painted, but I'm not going to be an ass reading the board, if I can put it that way.
No secret recordings.
No, I wouldn't do that. Sometimes you really wonder whether they do not understand the subject matter we are dealing with. When you talk about conflict of interest, a politician will give it a different meaning. Even lawyers will give it a different meaning. Once they're politicians, their understanding and meaning of conflict of interest is different. I'm talking about vote buying at a period leading some few days away from an election. And the fact that it will not create a level playing field. And people are telling me that in the past, other people did it. And some of the people who are even in the contest purchased other things for the... And I'm like, so if something was wrong in the past, must it be repeated in the present? Look at our constitution. Our constitution, I think in Article 55, actually tells us that political parties should organize their internal affairs to ensure that the principles of democracy are upheld. What are they? Because you will form you form government to rule a nation, to govern the people. So you should be seen. You shouldn't only appear to be democratic, you should be seen to be democratic and do that. Anybody, I'm sure even class 1 people will tell you that if you give office to people just before the class prefect is elected, it means, or it could lead to, it could influence some people to vote for you. People come for this Congress, we are not saying they are children, but then look at how it happened and how it turned out. I was very disappointed at his response, but I was not surprised because I've had similar responses in the past. So I still stand by the fact that that act was not good enough. We call it, it's not good enough because it has the capacity to influence the outcome of an election. It is not any good democratic practice. It makes our democracy too expensive. If at party level we are buying vehicles, then at national level elections, we might be distributing houses. It also creates a very bad picture for the people who might not understand these matters. It doesn't matter whether it was Freddie Blay who went to acquire whatever to be able to purchase. Somebody in my grandmother in the village would never understand. You said that the MPP party was able to give out vehicles for an internal party this thing. So it's not good enough, and it's not a good practice. For me, it is so expensive a campaign to engage in. Now you've won. Well, I can't do any scientific whatever to know whether the car influenced anybody. I was telling him and we were saying what we know. We criticized people who were sharing t-shirts and even salt and all those days during the elections. We were giving outboard motors to fishermen and all those things. We criticized Vice President Baumia for digging boreholes and all those things. Why can't I criticize somebody for purchasing a vehicle? We did, and we still stand by it, that act was not good enough.